Hi guys, it's Jay with Kickin Wings Barrie, and you're watching Saved by the Buzzer with Dan and Bill.
Hey guys, it's Dan here from Saved by the Buzzer. We are back. I know we said that we're going to take a little bit of time off. Christos Anesti and Happy Easter to those Orthodox Christians that celebrated Easter this past Sunday. We just with church service and just there's that burnout that's going on right now for those working from home or still commuting to work with everything going on in the world. So we decided to take a little bit of time off, and as you could see, I am still flying solo tonight. That's okay. Bill and I, it's going to be really difficult to actually get together certain times. So whenever we're not together, we'll be putting out some small clips, some bonus episodes, if you will. If you guys hadn't checked it out yet, check out Bill's solo video. I think it's called A Sea of Blue, when he talks about the Toronto Blue Jays playing the Texas Rangers in a packed house. And I'm wearing blue too. This one today, we'll be talking a little bit about the NHL, Tom Wilson, and the whole issue with the New York Rangers and the Washington Capitals. But like I said, I'm flying solo today. Not a big deal. We wanted to get some content out there, and I found a little bit of time today to record this. If you guys haven't checked us out yet, check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all over the place. We are Saved by the Buzzer, but on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, we are at By the Buzzer Pod, and that's once again at By the Buzzer Pod. If you're looking for sponsorship opportunities, we're always looking to promote, to shout out, to answer questions, anything like that. Hit us up on our Gmail email account. It's at, I haven't used it in a while, savedbythebuzzer@gmail.com. There we go. I remembered it now. Savedbythebuzzer@gmail.com. And again, on our social media pages at By the Buzzer Pod. You'll notice I'm not recording anymore with a potato. I actually have a nice HD camera for these YouTube videos. So we're recording our audio podcast. We're all over the place: Apple, Stitcher, Google Podcast, Anchor, Spotify. We're all over the place. But we can also, you guys can also check us out on YouTube as well. So I decided to upgrade finally and not record with a potato or a Nokia. It was really grainy before. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Guys, just quickly, we've been off for a little bit. I know we put out that small segment a couple weeks ago to support local businesses, and we're not steering away from there. I'll be talking about local businesses in this episode as well. But last week we didn't give you guys any content, so even though it's hard to get together with each other, with me and Bill, I wanted to set aside at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes just to walk through what's going on in the NHL, because a lot is happening. I'm not talking about the WWE at all. I actually haven't seen any content. I've been reading about it, but I haven't seen anything since WrestleMania. I'm just by reading it, it's very disappointing what's going on in the WWE. I'm not happy with a lot of the storylines. Daniel Bryan is actually now without a contract. But again, this is about the NHL and small businesses. Let's go into local businesses first. I really need to give a huge shout out to Macarons by Laura Maria. She's been a sponsor of ours in the past. Some of her stuff is actually being sold, I believe, monthly or maybe on occasion at Beaver Rock Coffee. So check out Beaver Rock Coffee. Check out Macarons by Laura Maria. We'll put all of the links to their social media pages in the description below. of this podcast and of this this YouTube video. Macarons by Laura Maria, like, she just continues to amaze us with the stellar, amazing taste. She just had Mother's Day macarons for sale at Beaver Rock Coffee. And Beaver Rock Coffee, guys, I have to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Beaver Rock Coffee for always just helping us out. Every time we go in there and support you guys, you give us, you know, these samples and everything that, you know, just kind of to sweeten the pot, to sweeten the deal a little bit. We've been taking home some samples, and it's good and bad, because now I'm going home with the flavors that I like. Coffee Crisp is one of my favorites at Beaver Rock Coffee. But as soon as I get home and I try these new ones, I think toasted coconut was one. What was the other one? Creme brulee. Once I taste it, I'm like conflicted. What am I going to do next time I go? Am I going to leave the Coffee Crisp aside and start purchasing some other coffee? I don't know. Like, I have that set. I love that Coffee Crisp taste, but now I'm going to have to maybe get a variety pack. So guys, check out Beaver Rock Coffee for all your coffee needs. Even when you put, because I use flavored creamer as well, the coffee still is immaculate. You could still taste, if you have like I think it's raspberry tartufo. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. You still smell and taste that raspberry. You still taste the creme brulee. You still taste that marshmallow with their flavored coffee. I'm a huge flavored coffee fan. Not a fan of Starbucks with all the extra sugars and whatnot, but with the flavored coffee, just plain, you know, put in the Keurig, and then you put whatever creamer in there. That I love the taste of Beaver Rock Coffee. So guys, check out Beaver Rock Coffee. They have amazing coffee, and they're in the Barrie, Simcoe area. Another huge shout out, you notice in our opener this week, we had Kickin Wings Ghost Kitchen. Kickin Wings Ghost Kitchen makes fantastic wings, sides, appetizers, desserts. Check them out. They're also in Barrie. They helped us out with a huge spread for WrestleMania weekend, night 1 and 2. We really enjoyed with our Easter that was coming up. We were fasting from meat, so we had a lot of vegetarian and vegan options. So we didn't try their wings at that moment, but I can't wait to try their wings now that I am off the fast and eating meat once again. So and actually, if you check them out on social media, on Instagram, they just, I believe, updated the size of their wings, and some of their menu has changed a little bit. So check them out. They're always listening to fans and to their customer reviews, and kind of like moving on, changing with the times, changing with the support and what the reviews are saying, which I love. That we're actually going to be changing a little bit of our flow and our segments based on customer and fan feedback, but we'll get to that in later episodes as we start recording again with Dan and Bill. So check out Kickin Wings Ghost Kitchen. 2 weeks ago, we actually put out a small re-recorded clip of supporting local businesses, and we had Creative Bean opening up our podcast on that podcast. So thank you very much to Creative Bean for doing that. And even during last week, we went to Creative Bean to pick up. They have an incredible Trini hot plate table. So you can go, whatever is there is there. We recommend going as soon as possible, because if it's sold out, it's gone. I can't remember what time. Was it 3:00 or 3:00 in the afternoon? I think maybe closer to 4. And they close at 6 or 7, and the noodles were gone, the veggie noodles. I was really looking forward to those, but the guys at Creative Bean, they hooked us up with steamed rice, which is like, it was, steamed rice is steamed rice, but veggie rotis as well. And these rotis were massive rotis, so flavorful. I can't wait to try their chicken roti. I know I'm definitely going to be going there in the next little while to pick up chicken roti, but they have tons of food there, tons of great coffee as well at Creative Bean. And now that the weather's getting warmer out, you could check them out for ice cream. They have a huge Kawarthas ice cream table set up. So I know eventually when the weather gets a little bit nicer, we'll take a nice bike ride over to Creative Bean and pick up some ice cream and then enjoy it on the way home. I can't wait for that. So guys, Creative Bean, check them out. They're in Barrie. Beaver Rock Coffee, they're also in Barrie in the Simcoe area. And Kickin Wings Ghost Kitchen, and of course Macarons by Laura Maria. All those businesses, local businesses, are in the Barrie area. Be sure to check them out. Now, with all of that out of the way, I plugged our socials, trying to help local businesses out a little bit. Before we dive into Tom Wilson, I'm going to talk about what is coming up on Saved by the Buzzer. In the next couple of weeks, I don't know if you guys can see this. Well, the sticker kind of came off a little bit. This is Hastel Toy. Mitch from Hastel Toy will be gracing us with his presence. You guys have seen him in our opener. I think it was a month ago. He provided an opener for us. We will be interviewing Mitch from Hastel Toy. He has an awesome collectibles and toy shop in Medford, Long Island, New York. So we'll be connecting with him for a nice interview to talk about toys and collectibles, not just wrestling stuff, but sports collectibles as well. We'll ask him a couple questions just to get to know him, just like the Spry 7, like we always do. We'll talk about WrestleMania maybe and his involvement in the Major Wrestling Figure podcast live show that happened a couple of weeks ago during WrestleMania weekend. Yes, he was involved in that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of played out, if he's willing to talk about that. But we'll also talk about collectibles, sports, and everything in between to get to know Mitch from Hastel Toy. We're also going to get to know Ref Sean Cassidy used to referee for me back in the Spry Wrestling days when I ran and operated Spry Wrestling in Bolton, Ontario. So we're going to interview Ref Cassidy and talk about Spry a little bit, get to know him as well. He's a great referee in the Ontario indie scene. Obviously, nothing really is going on right now in the Ontario indie scene because of the constant lockdowns. But that aside, it's going to be great to connect with Sean Cassidy, Ref Cassidy, for an interview. And again, both interviews will be coming in the next month or so that you can look forward to. We'll still continue to actually use the buzzer. I know you guys haven't heard that for a while. We'll incorporate that back into our show and do a full show once again. We'll try to run a full program or a full Saved by the Buzzer, not bonus episode, but a full episode at least once a month, and then we'll throw in some bonus episodes that you guys have seen. I know there's been a lot of wrestling content lately, and that's because WrestleMania and the lead up to WrestleMania, but now that is out of the way, so we have lots of other sports to discuss. But again, we are bringing this back very soon. And then, like I said, a lot of bonus episodes, whether it's bonus episodes with me and Bill together, or Bill on his own, or Dan on his own, myself on my own. It's going to be great to kind of have interviews and all that back again now that we're getting back into the swing of things. It was a little difficult with work and with the Easter preparations and all that, but it's very exciting and great to be back. I think I got everything out of the way. Support local businesses, our kind of schedule for the next month or so. We are still working on some more interviews, so we'll get those to you guys. We're gonna actually, I know Rip Impact and I have talked about a second interview, so we'll get that going, and maybe even a watch along of an old Spry wrestling match, and I haven't talked to Bill 100% too much about this, but we would definitely like to talk about or do a watch along of some clips of the World Series with the Blue Jays and everything like that. So it's going to be there's going to be some good content coming up in the summer. Before I get into the main topic of why I wanted to sit down, talk to you guys, there's a couple, or maybe it's just one game. I don't know. It's been a while since since I last started talking on the podcast. The there is finally a professional Major League Baseball game on the Xbox. It's back. We finally have a really good, solid, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. MLB The Show 21. I am so excited, and I've been so excited since April the 20th to be playing that game. The achievements are very easy. So me as an achievement hunter, I'm really happy that that's back, or that the game is easy in a sense, but the game is just amazing. It's incredible. It's so fun. And I'm really happy that we finally have a solid solid baseball game on the Xbox One. So guys, if you're an Xbox fan, download MLB The Show 21. It's actually on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, you could download it for free. And if you have PlayStation, pick it up. I mean, I know it's a yearly thing on PlayStation console, but it's such a great game, and it has crossplay. So maybe we'll cross paths, and you can kick my butt a little bit because I'm not that good online. I'm playing on easy, but so okay, all that out of the way. The real reason why I wanted to sit down and talk, obviously, it's been a while, and I'm the kind of guy that likes to kind of get on camera and get going, get talking when it's needed. Tom Wilson. Now, this guy is a great player. He's not a star. He's not even below that, but he's somewhere in the middle. He provides what he needs to provide each and every game. No doubt about that. What gets me and rubs me the wrong way is when Tom Wilson hurts somebody on the ice, gets suspended, gets those fines from the player safety, and doesn't learn from it, and then continues to do it again. How many times, how many games has he been suspended in the past, and he's come back, shown some remorse, I guess, but then done it the following year? Now, I know from his previous offense to this year, I think it's been about 2 years, maybe a little bit longer. So maybe he learned to a point, but then when he gets angry, he just really takes it out on whoever's in front of him. I didn't like the hit. I didn't like the continuation of the fight, and the fact that he's hitting basically an unarmed man. I mean, there's no helmet on. There was no helmet on who he was attacking. There's no reason for it. And it happened, and it was out of the way. Whatever. It happened. People were upset. I was upset. Then we go to the repercussions. What's going to happen? And George Parros and the NHL Safety Committee gave him a $5,000 fine. Big whoop. Then that sparked even more because of that incident. Well, first, because Tom Wilson can't contain himself. Then, because they got the situation wrong. I'm not asking for him to get a 14-game suspension, but he's a multi-repeat offender. He needs to get either the book thrown at him at some point in his career. Like, a $5,000 fine is nothing to these guys. They're laughing. Nothing happened. And then that upset the Rangers organization, the New York Rangers organization, to the point where they released a statement. And I don't know how true it was, where some people in the organization didn't know that the statement was coming out. I don't know. But a statement came out and said basically the NHL got it wrong, and the NHL Players Safety Association, whatever it's called, got it wrong. George Parros got it wrong, which a lot of us are saying he got it wrong. $5,000 is nothing to these guys. It should have been a couple game suspension and maybe more of a fine. So they released a statement saying they got it wrong, which is not, it's not wrong. They did get it wrong. So, okay, they released a statement. The following day, or maybe it was even the same day, the president and general manager of the New York Rangers, they both were fired. Some say it was stemming from the letter, the statement that came out. Others are saying it's because the organization is going through a rebuild and it was time. So now you have Chris Drury stepping in as the president and general manager of the New York Rangers in the interim. Okay, the drama continues. Last night, I'm filming this on Thursday to upload on Friday. Last night on Wednesday, all this started on Monday. So by Wednesday, New York Rangers are facing off again against the Rangers are facing off against the Capitals. Nothing happened to Tom Wilson. Everybody on the Rangers is upset about this. Everybody and their mums knew that the second the puck dropped, there were going to be fights. As a hockey fan, I like to see that. I like to see fights. I like to see drama. Why not? But when you're looking at it from a business side of things, when you're looking at it from a professionalism side of things, it kind of just, you're looking at the TV and you're like, this is beer league hockey all over again. Why? Because the NHL got it wrong. The NHL Players Association, the Safety Association, whatever it's called, got it wrong. And the New York Rangers and their players took it into their own hands. So tons of fights just as the puck is dropping. Within the first 4 minutes, there were, I don't know how many players in the penalty box. The penalty box looked like a sardine can. And just looking at it here, in the first period alone, there were 100 penalty minutes assessed. Entertaining, yes. But is it good for business? Does it just scream like at the NHL, you guys, what did you do? Why did you do it? Why couldn't you give more of an assessment to, or a penalty to Tom Wilson? What's the big deal? Why? You know that down the line, this is going to happen the next time that they face each other. Who knows what's going to happen the very next time? And all these fights, as the puck drops, happens before, like, even Tom Wilson's not on the ice. So when the puck dropped, he was on the bench. His first shift, what happens? He gets into a fight. The Rangers instigate a fight, obviously. And, they have a right to. They're protecting their player. They did not like what happened. So they're protecting their player. And more drama just continues. To the point where after the first period, Tom Wilson is not returning because he's got an upper body injury. That's right. For those that are listening on audio, check out our YouTube link for what I'm doing right now. Tom Wilson has an upper body injury and he will not return to the game. Wink, wink, wink. I guess that's a way to diffuse the situation. And before I even forget, the second, or maybe minutes after, Tom Wilson had that initial hit and the beatdown, the Washington Capitals put out a very wrong, inappropriate tweet, basically promoting violence. They took it down, but how doesn't take long to screenshot what you did or save the image. Everybody saved it and it continued to circulate. Overall, the whole thing's a mess, and it starts at Tom Wilson. Tom, when are you going to change your tune? When are you going to learn? You're just a punk, man. Change your tune. Play the game for the love of the game. I'm not saying don't get into fights, but what you did was extremely wrong. And the fact that you do not learn from these mistakes just makes you a piece of garbage. Guys, I'm sorry. I can't be a nice guy anymore when I see things like this. I just needed to get that off my chest. Hope you enjoyed today's bonus episode. Guys, in a nutshell, I'm happy to be back. Happy Easter to all those that celebrated this past Sunday. We will be coming back with lots of content, from interviews to full episodes. Finally, we're going to get some full episodes, more bonus episodes, and more of these little rants whenever we find some time. Guys, please give us a 5-star review. That's right, 5-star Frog Splash review. Hope you're enjoying that I'm not recording with a Nokia or with a potato any longer now that I have upgraded my my webcam. Please download, subscribe, check us out all over the place. Drop us a comment saying that you watched or listened to this latest episode. Support local business with these lockdowns here in Canada and Ontario. A lot of businesses are suffering, so just as much as you can, support local business. Kickin Wings Ghost Kitchen, they're in Barrie. Macarons by Laura Maria, they're in Barrie. We have Beaver Raw Coffee, they're also in Barrie. Creative Bean, they're in Barrie. Make sure you guys check all those local businesses out. Before I go, please check out Barrie Wrestling. That's right, Barrie Wrestling, an independent wrestling promotion. I'm not sure. I know they're working on a tournament, a best of the best or best of Ontario tournament that I'm not 100% sure of the date yet, but check out their social media page. I think it's at Barrie Wrestling. We'll have it in the description below. Once everything gets back up and running here in Ontario and in Barrie, they will be opening up and doing a tournament, a best of the best tournament in Barrie for Barrie Wrestling. So check out Barrie Wrestling. Glad that I remembered that. I think the more I talk, the more I remember what to say. Guys, hope you enjoyed this bonus episode. I started thinking that it was going to be a 5 to 10 minute episode, and here we are 20 plus minutes later. I don't even know. I don't see the timer, but I've been talking for a long time. I think I got to get some water or maybe some brewskis. You know what that means. Guys, thanks very much. Download this episode, subscribe all over the place, and we'll see you guys next time.